All right, this is the last section of the lesson for Dimension Part 2. And I just wanted to go over the assignment with you. If you go, you were at Web Campus, and this is the assignment handout. Dimension Part 2 assignment handout. On that, it should open up the PDF file. And I'm just going to drag this over. So this is your first big drawing of the semester, and this has value on a number of levels. One is it's starting to really pull everything together that we've learned. Drawing accurately, setting up a meaningful drawing, dimensioning to an architectural style, and if you do this right, this could be a good portfolio piece because it shows an employer that you've got it all together and produce a drawing. And if you notice down below on this, this at the bottom is what your finished product should look like. This is on your title block. I'll click off over your title block, how it should look. Remember to get that scaled properly within the viewport. When you activate the viewport, you have to set that scale down in the lower right there at 1/4 inch to a foot, and make sure that it's pan it so that it's centered on the viewport, and it'll make for a nice presentation. Okay, so just going over a couple of things on this, I'm just going to zoom in on the instructions a bit. So you're going to begin your drawing using your title block template. So you open that drawing up. Now, the first thing I would do is create a layer for walls. Okay? And I would, let's say, give that layer color red for instruction forces. But create a layer for walls, make it red. And feel free to create a layer for windows and give them a different color. I want you to start doing it. In your dimensioning, I would go through that booklet, the 3 pages of architectural, and I'd go ahead and I'd create the architectural dimension style. And then I would immediately save the drawing back into the template, the title block name. All right, so that in future assignments, when you need the layer for walls and you need the dimension, the architectural dimension style, it's already going to be there. Okay? That's the name of the game. The more you build into a template file, the more valuable it becomes, and your life gets easy. All right, with that said, so you have to change your units to architectural because in model space, you're going to be drawing walls to feet and inches. By default in your title block, I believe it's still decimal. So those are the preliminary things you should do. That's what this says. Begin your drawing, set your units to architectural. In model space, create the architectural floor plan. Now use your smarts. Use the multi-line and set the multi-line scale to the wall thickness. All these outside walls are 6 inches. All the inside walls are 4. Right, so I would start here, and I remember with justification to top, you're going to go clockwise. So I set my scale on the multi-line to 6, justification top, and I would draw the outside shell of this, and I would set my scale to 4 inches, and I draw these crosses. And I would do that in the layer of walls that is red. Then, using your own sizes for any object above which is not dimensioned. So the kitchen sink, the bathtub, the toilet, the bathroom sink. There's no dimensions on those, so just draw them to make them look like that. Get your windows in there, right? It's 2 outer lines and then one right in the middle. Your doors, the door panels. Okay, the door panels, it says down here somewhere, is a thickness of 1.5. So that's a rectangle, right? So a tall, thin rectangle, that should be 3 feet by 1.5 inches. And you're going to use the arc, start and radius. The arc. Start, SCE, start, center, end. Okay, SCE, arc, SCE up. The start point would be, let's say, up here, snap to the corner. The center is always the hinge point. The radius will be this click here. Okay? So the start, center, end. That would vary, of course, by the orientation of the door. So you also are going to create text. So there's two sizes here, large and there's small. Small is this text by the window. You see 330 seconds. 330 seconds. This is not dimensions. You're just going to type all of that in as text right next to each window, right next to each door. Okay, so don't use your dimensions. You've got a line that should be done in layer and hidden, and that's going to involve your LT scale. This is a much larger drawing, so your LT scale should be probably 24. And remember, when you go into layout space, you got to do that TSLT scale and 0 enter. I would do that right in the beginning, along with the dimension style and the layer. Set it and forget it. Type in TSLT scale, enter, 0 enter, and then resave your drawing. So that's always in there, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so just go down and read these directions carefully. You're going to save this drawing as floor plan XX. Of course, XX is your first and last name, and you're going to email it to me. Now, under the current conditions, I hope that we'll have a chance to get back in the lab and print these, but let's assume we can't, so you're just going to send me the file. No print. Okay? Make sure that your title box is updated. So before you do your final save, make sure that title is floor plan. The date is correct. The scale is 1/4 inch to the foot, and of course your name should be in it. Okay? And email that off to me and get that done right away, because next week there'll be another one. And we're just going to stay on this mode until further notice and make the best of it. Email me any questions, or give me some slack to answer them, because I've got a lot on my plate with a lot of this online stuff. The craziness, but I will do my very best to get back to you. All right, with that, good luck, and let's get to it.